Let's do a YouTube search, how to tie a Windsor knot. Alright, here are the search results. Have a look at their video titles. It's very interesting to see how different they are. This one starts with a full search term in the title. Therefore, the title is highly optimized for this search term. This one, however, contains many other words and our search term is scrambled a bit. Like this one, which scrambles our search term as well. But it also is a title that can be read like a sentence. The best video on how to tie a tie by the expert. Why these different approaches? Well, let's have a close look at the top 6 videos and how good their titles are. Hey YouTubers, Nico here. Alright, we focus on the search term how to tie a Windsor knot today. And the first ranking video is this one. Well, we know that we should optimize our video titles for relevance to improve our chances to rank in search. So let's enter this title into Morningfame's keyword research tool to see how relevant this title is. Here we go. 36% out of 40%. Really good. The relevance is actually so high because the title starts with the full search term, which is marked in yellow. But what about the words at the end? Men's fashion. If we would remove these words, the title would actually reach a full 40%. So why are these words included? Definitely not for the viewers who read the title. I mean, if you search for how to tie a Windsor knot, then you are already expecting to be in the men's fashion department, right? So it's obviously there for SEO purposes. Men's fashion is actually a search term. However, if we look at the search results, we see videos that are broader. Not just a simple how-to video, but instead they talk about things like the 10 summer essentials every man must have. So the how to tie a Windsor knot video doesn't really fit in here. YouTube recognizes that and thus the video doesn't rank here. So adding men's fashion to the title doesn't help to optimize the video for search. Too bad it drove down the relevance of the title. But as you can see here, this video is from a very large channel, so it was easy to rank this video nonetheless. Okay, let's move on to the second ranking video. This one takes a really different approach in how to write the video title. And it only achieves 24% relevance. Not really good. Remember, we look at the search term how to tie a Windsor knot. And everything is included in the title. How to tie a Windsor knot. But it's split up. That is not optimal. But why did this YouTuber decide to do that? Well, he optimized the title for other search terms as well. In particular, we have how to tie a tie in here. That is a very popular search term, and for this one the title is actually well optimized. 36%. Perfect. And how about the other words in here? Let's find out by looking at YouTube's search bar and the suggestions it shows to us. Let's start with how to tie a tie. It's a common search term and therefore YouTube is suggesting it. Here we have how to tie a tie Windsor knot, which is included in the title as well. Alright, the title also mentions full Windsor knot. So let's type how to tie a full. Here we go. How to tie a full Windsor and how to tie a full Windsor knot are both commonly used search terms. Then the title also contains the words mirrored and slowly. And that actually refers to the search terms how to tie a tie mirrored and how to tie a tie mirrored slowly. Ingenious, right? All these search terms are included in the title. And here we have the relevance scores. As you can see, not all are high. This is actually the challenge of this approach. When you try to cram in as many search terms as you can, then the relevance goes down for individual search terms. But let's have a look at the best matches. These are long tail variants of basically the same search term. This is usually a way of how including multiple search terms into the title does not drive the relevance score down. You include the longest search term at the beginning of your title and with that the other ones are included automatically as well. Perfect. But don't expect too much. The long tail search term is usually less competitive than the short tail search term. Your channel may be big enough to rank for the long tail search term, but the short tail search term can often be too competitive for your channel. Although you optimize your video for the short tail search term this way, it doesn't mean that you will rank for it. It really depends on the competition for each search term. Alright, let's move on to the video that ranks third. This one includes our search term in a scrambled way again. how to tie a at the end and Windsor knot at the beginning. This only gives us 21% relevance. But again, this title also includes multiple search terms. Windsor knot as well as how to tie a tie. However, the other words it includes don't really sound like a search term. I mean, it says the best video on how to tie a tie by the experts, which is actually a great readable sentence for the viewer. But for SEO, it doesn't seem to serve much purpose, right? Well, actually, there is a search term that I think the YouTuber was referencing here. How to tie a tie best video. And that is somehow included here. However, this is so scrambled up that the title is only 23% relevant for this search term. That means including best video from the SEO standpoint did not make much sense. Nonetheless, I like that it is included, because it may intrigue the viewer who reads the title. Well, actually, this is not a very good example yet, so let's move on to the next ranking video, which is a much better example. Here we have easy trick in the title. That is intriguing, right? Tying a tie is difficult to learn, so who doesn't want to know a useful trick, right? It is really important to not just focus on the SEO when writing the title. The viewer, the human, should be intrigued as well. And this YouTuber really understands that. Even the thumbnail is not just showing a tie, but also says like that. This definitely adds some intrigue. Very important for the click-through rate. But back to the title. It reaches only 24% relevance. But we have to be fair here. The YouTuber actually optimized the title for the search term how to tie a tie Windsor knot, which actually gets 36% relevance. So this is actually optimization by the book. We have the full search term at the beginning of the title, plus something intriguing at the end, so that the user is more likely to click on the video. By the way, if you want to learn more about this video title formula, then click this card. Alright, let's look at two more videos and see what we can learn in addition. Here we have the video that ranks number 5 for how to tie a Windsor knot. Again, our search term is scrambled up and this only gives 24% relevance. But this YouTuber also wrote the title so that it matches many different search terms. As you can see, this gives most search terms a very low relevance score. And that makes this approach just difficult. But by the way, too bad that the title does not include the word knot. This makes the title less relevant for how to tie a tie Windsor knot. And that search term is actually more often used than the one above without the knot. To explain you that, let's have a look at the YouTube search bar suggestions. When I type in just how to tie a tie W, then how to tie a tie Windsor knot already shows up, but how to tie a tie Windsor is nowhere to be seen. When I continue to type I, it still doesn't show up. Only with WIN we see the shorter search term how to tie a tie Windsor. Interesting, right? That means the shorter search term is less often used in search. So knowing that, it's sad to see that by just not having the word knot in the title, this video missed out on being more relevant for this very important search term. Anyway, the video still ranks there. The channel just has enough channel authority to rank high nonetheless. Alright, let me give you one last interesting example. This is the video that ranks number 6, and Morningfame identifies it as the gateway video. That means that this video clearly sticks out because it was published from a rather small channel. It managed to rank this video because of two things. The channel already has barely enough authority to rank high, and the metadata is well optimized. As you can see here, the title gets an excellent 36% relevance score. This again is best practice. We have the full search term in the beginning, plus something intriguing for the viewer to motivate her to click. Quickly. Yes, I want to tie my tie quickly. Intriguing. Perfect. Little side note though, have a look at the search bar suggestions. How to tie a Windsor knot quick is actually a search term which some people use. So to give the title a tiny extra boost, I would have replaced quickly by quick. Well, a really tiny boost. This video already does well with its current title. Alright, I hope this video gives you a good idea about how to optimize your video titles. But remember to also focus on search terms that have low enough competition. Optimizing alone won't rank your videos. It is important that you make sure that you actually can beat the competition. Here is a playlist in which I explain you how you can find less competitive search terms more easily. Those two ingredients, targeting low competition search terms and optimizing your metadata, is your road to success. Cheers, my friends!